I hide behind those.
Could it be because you don't want him to know that you have a friend who pees in the shower? I think it is. I think that's exactly what it is.
Why couldn't you just wait?
I was there. I saw a drain.
Since when is a drain a toilet?
It's all pipes. What's the difference?
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All Studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Wanted to get to this yesterday, and then the bucket of suck occurred with the Green Bay Packers. So, as you guys know, Friday was Halloween, and I'm out of town. I'm not there. Don't even ask me where I was. Somebody just asked me this morning, where were you this weekend? And I was like,
weren't you in Utah?
thank you, Gabe. Yes, I was in Utah, but I couldn't remember that. I was like,
You had to go to Utah twice last week.
Not to quote Bill Belichick here, but I'm on to
Lubbock?
Thank you again. Yes. I had to think for a moment. Where the hell are we going this weekend? I'm on to Texas Tech. So I'm not there on Friday. We obviously have two little kids, 7-year-old, 5-year-old. They want to trick or treat. Trick or treating hours were from 5 to 7 in our neighborhood and our community. So naturally, my husband takes the girls out, meets up with another dad. They do the loop of the neighborhood. So we do the thing, the only real thing you can do when you got kiddos who want to trick or treat during trick or treating hours. You put a bowl out on the front porch with a little note that says, "Take one, happy Halloween," or something along those lines. You know, I'm not saying it has to be that exact verbiage, but something along those lines. We have a Ring doorbell, as many people do in the year 2025. The number of buzzes I got while I was in
Utah,
thank you.
I don't know where in Utah. I just know in Utah.
Salt Lake City. We were in Salt Lake City.
All right.
That night was awesome, right? You're getting the buzz, somebody's at the door, they're grabbing the candy. But that also means that we have video evidence of every single trick-or-treater who stopped by the house. And there's one video, 4 or 5 kids, I guess ages 9, 10, bunch of boys, and they are just going to town, okay? Handful upon handful upon handful until both bowls, because we had 2 bowls out there just in case we couldn't cover it with just the one, empty. And that was that. And that was about, 6 o'clock, and there was an hour left of trick-or-treating.
Sounds about right.
Every other child that came up to the door and saw the empty bowl, it was a little bit sad watching on the video of them realizing that the bowls had been empty.
Should have got there sooner.
Yeah. What's the early bird?
They get the worm.
Gets the worm? Yeah. Should I do anything with that video evidence, Chew, or do we just let it go?
No, your problem was you put the sign up. Kids don't like to be told what to do in situations like that. I did the same thing.
Kids.
I did the same thing. No sign, just a heaped over bowl, and I had 3/4 of the bowl still there, which I was disappointed because then I just throw it away.
Yeah, but, I mean, you live where all the old people live. Are there any children that live in Florida?
No, there's,
well, emotionally.
there were a lot of kids. I would probably say 30 kids, maybe more. They were very good.
30 kids
I couldn't
is
believe
one
there
bag
was
of candy.
3/4 of the bowl left. But I wouldn't have put the sign up, Jen.
Really?
Whoa. Did you have good candy or did you have bad candy?
I had the Butterfingers, the Snickers, the Twix.
All right, because you reek of somebody who would go cheap on the Halloween candy and overflow the bowl.
No, but you know what I heard down here? Which is insane to me. Crazy. People put out ramen noodles and the kids were destroying it.
What do you mean putting out ramen noodles? You mean they were handing out ramen noodles?
In a bowl, just like I had. There would be packets of ramen noodles, and they said the kids love ramen noodles. I don't know if that's down here or everywhere, but I knew people that put out ramen noodles, and the kids loved it.
I don't know of anybody who truly loves ramen noodles.
Oh, my kids love
have
ramen
we,
noodles.
have we all
Have
we all consumed it? Yeah, but would they rather have that or the Snickers?
Well, the thing is that they got 23 Snickers.
Sure.
So the one ramen pack to the 23 Snickers, I think they'd take a ramen pack. I'm actually thinking,
kind of a supply and demand type thing.
Should I implement the ramen noodle suggestion for next Halloween? The cup of noodles? Is that what it is? Is it a cup of noodles or is it the package of the flat noodles?
The flat noodles.
Yeah, just
where
that
you
plastic
throw it
container,
in water and you're good to go. Those are the best. I know we didn't grow up in bougie Horicon, but you know what? In Deerfield, Massachusetts, we love that stuff.
Yeah, nobody actually loved it. We all ate it.
Has anyone ever called Horicon bougie before?
Yeah, no.
In the history of the world.
So you love it, Chew. When's the last time you had it?
Horicon or ramen noodles?
Ramen. Out of the packet.
It's been inside of a year. Inside of a year. See, here's what I do.
It's probably been 5 years and he hasn't realized it.
Here's the problem. When I travel and, Jen, when you get home late at night and there's nothing to eat in the house that you can make quick, you keep a couple ramen noodles before you go to bed. Maybe it's 11 o'clock, you get home, throw that full belly, you sleep like a king.
See, my kids will ask for ramen noodles for dinner some nights. Can we have ramen noodles? Can we have ramen noodles? I'm like, I made chicken and rice. Like, no, you can't have bleeping ramen noodles. And then they're disappointed. They look at me like, aw. So, again, I think this might be something. I think that the ramen noodle packet might be a fun little. So, no repercussions, no ramifications for the kids. And again, I wasn't going to do anything, but I did show my girls the video. I go, look at these crazy pants. And then, they are heaping this candy into their bag.
What would you expect?
One of the kids goes, careful, they have a Ring doorbell. They have a Ring doorbell. Be careful.
Yeah, but they know by now that nobody's going to do anything with that. What are you going to tattletale on the kids? As a 40-something-year-old woman, you're going to tattletale on children?
I don't know. Throw it up.
Candy?
Throw it up on the stream. Here's the thing. I am glad that they ate all of our candy because we would have found ourselves in a position like Chew where we have leftover candy. I think it's better to have, at the end of Halloween, to be out of candy than to have leftover candy you got to figure out what to do with.
Do you put restrictor plates on your kids with their bag of candy?
What do you mean restrictor plates?
1 a day, 2 a day, instead of housing the whole bag.
So we have a rule on Halloween. You eat as much candy as you want. That's the one day. You go to town, right? But like yesterday, they've still obviously got pretty substantial portion of their bag left, and at 6 o'clock, probably fine. 7 o'clock gets a little we're creeping towards bedtime. The closer we are to bedtime, we got to say no on the candy. So is that a restrictor plate?
Yeah, that's a form of it. Like my parents would only let us have like three pieces. They wouldn't let us house it in one day, what you wanted to. Well, there was a cavity problem in our house, so that probably had something to do with it.
Isn't the real restrictor plate just mom and dad stealing it when the kids go to bed?
That's called taxing. It's called taxes, Josh.
Parent tax.
That is called the Halloween tax that parents are taking out of the kids. Yes.
So here's the thing. It sounds like y'all are just resigned to this is fine. This is how it is now. Like if you leave a bowl of candy.
That's the way it's always been.
Really?
Yes. If you leave a bowl of candy and you put your little sign, take time, take one, you're wasting your time. Yeah. If you want to get upset because children are going to go hog wild when there's free candy sitting in front of them and no supervision, that's on you. We got 50 years of data saying kids are going to take handfuls instead of one.
Well, again, even if you take a handful, emptying the bowl felt a little egregious. Emptying the bowls felt a little extreme. And again, we're not doing anything about it. It's not like, again, did I send you guys the video? Did I say, Joshy, throw this up on the stream? I want to really shame these 10-year-olds in my neighborhood. No. But there is a part of me that feels like that's what we're doing. We're emptying bowls.
Yes.
I'm a little surprised by this.
How are you surprised? You've got a child who's 7.
They would never go up to a house and empty the bowls into their bags.
Wait till they're 10. Wait till they're 10, and they go trick or treating without you.
I'm sure Chase and his buddies in the day. Yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah,
dollars to donuts.
So I'm just
whatever you want to put down.
Very naive here is what you're saying.
I feel very confident in Chase emptying a bowl at some point in his life.
Here's the thing. You're right. It shouldn't be happening, and it's wrong. But when you get kids together, when you get the rave of candy and everybody losing their minds, it's just going to happen. It's sad we've had to accept it, but that's just the reality. Your bowl is always 100% of the time is going to be emptied. And it's not going to be one piece or 2 pieces at a time.
But the thing is, they were the only ones. Now, again, you could make the argument, well, yeah, they emptied the bowl. They didn't give anybody else an opportunity to do it. Everybody else, and again, I told you, we had like 30 or 40 blings on the Ring camera, went up there, took a couple, walked, took a couple, walked, took a couple, walked. And, it was like, oh, this is going very well. Until you get that one group that just was like,
Yeah,
It only takes one.
I'm guessing the age is between 10 and 12. There's probably, 5 to 7 of them?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they go to town.
What's
One of
the
them-
equivalent?
They're there without their parents.
Yeah. What's the equivalent for parents, though? Because parents do stupid stuff sometimes, too. What's the equivalent of, really?
Well, like when you're at Costco and they get a free sample and they take
That
multiple
drives me-
free samples.
When they go there
I
to
mean,
eat
is that-
lunch, drives me nuts. That just bothers me so much. God.
Is that the equivalent, though? Are we
Yeah.
close?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably right. That's a good call.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Oh, that pizza. That pizza's pretty good. Oh, give me another one. I'm kind of hungry today. I'll take a third.
Do you loop back around or do you just camp out? Because the camping out is no shame.
I was about to say, the question is there, do you have any shame or not?
No, what they do is they don't buy anything. They just leave the store.
Well, I don't think you have to buy like a Costco. You don't have to buy anything.
Yes, you do.
Well, Costco, you're already paying to enter the
Right.
store.
Objection, Your
No.
Honor. Objection. Sorry, the judge actually does the gavel.
Yes.
No one ever leaves Costco without buying something. That's never happened in the history
You're
of the
usually
world.
there for a reason.
So,
because of
you
the
buy
hassle.
something. Even if you went in just for samples, ooh, $20 for 4 toothpaste? Absolutely. I need 4 toothpaste.
Yeah, but I've been behind people that their cart has 2 things in it, and I'm like, you're coming to Costco for that?
Now that I have
You're gonna
seen.
fight. You're gonna fight all these people, and you're coming to Costco for that?
I guess I'm not paying enough attention to other people.
Oh, I got time.
Well, yeah, but again, even if you were to enter Costco just for a sample and leave Costco, you're already paying a membership. You're
Right.
paying to enter the premises.
How about the sample at the meat counter? That drives me nuts too. No, I
Sample
don't like
at
that
the
one.
meat counter? Your meat counter is giving out samples?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you want one of the particular meats, somebody will ask for
Yeah.
a sample before getting a pound of it.
Angie does that.
Oh,
with
you
beer.
mean like lunch meat?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
I was
yes.
picturing steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh,
Understood.
ooh,
No.
teriyaki.
Angie does that.
How are you enjoying your raw meat at the deli counter?
It usually happens when people ask for specific or super thin, and then they'll hand it
Yeah.
over and is that thin enough? And the person will eat it and say yes.
Yeah. Or Angie does that with beer, and it drives me up a wall. There should be a limit. 2 sample beers, and that's it. Not 5.
Oh, when you go to a brewery.
I say 0. You're an adult.
Not even a brewery game, like
Just getting a high life out of the tap.
no, when they have the bougie beers with the taps and things like that.
Where are they
I
giving
guess
out
that's a
free
brewery.
booze?
Well,
They'll,
yeah,
give, they'll
do.
give you a
They'll-
tiny little
they'll give you
if you go to
little
a
bit.
brewery, right? I know our friends at Broken Bat will do this because they change the taps. They have new seasonal stuff. They've just got a little. Oh, you want to give a sample before you buy the whole 12 ounce of it. So they'll just give you maybe just a little sip, so you get a taste, so you know if you like it before you.
I think I told you guys
Go
that
with the
story.
whole
One of the
pint.
last times I was in Utah, I went to a local brewery. They gave me a beer. It was horrible. I was like, I don't want this. Take it back. And they were like, sorry, we have to charge you for the beer. And you were like, pay for the beer, Jen.
Yeah.
Just pay for the beer.
You pay for the exactly.
800-990-3776.
Grow up, live with your choices.
Reaction rolling in on the Halloween stuff. I love this. This guy said, a guy in my sister's neighborhood was grilling out in his driveway, handing out hot dogs for Halloween. Best idea ever. That from Billy in Sussex. John in the 262 says, I live in Oconomowoc. We've left a bowl out for years. It is never emptied, which is super nice. I appreciate that there are kids out there who are not emptying the bowls. Ben says you should upload that video to Mequon Mom's Facebook group. No, again, I don't want to really put them on blast like that. I just wondered if, you guys, it sounds like y'all have come around to this. You sort of have accepted this as this is just how it is now. Which, again, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It's not just how it is now. It's how it's always been.
You sound like somebody who might have done this, Gabe
Of
Neitzel.
course. I have. Chewy has. Josh has. I guarantee it.
I was the cop of the neighborhood. I've never done that.
Bull honky.
I don't know if I was ever unsupervised because I always had younger relatives with me. And
Okay.
by the time I was old enough to go with just my friends, we didn't go anymore. So it was just I don't think I've ever done it.
Yeah,
but
because you have to be unsupervised by your
I
parents in order to
certainly
do it.
witnessed it, and we just kind of watched the kids do it, and we're like, well, I would have liked a Twix there, but So it goes. The older kids got it. What am I going to do?
Augie from Fredonia says ramen is a favorite everywhere. In our group with 8 kids, 6 chose the ramen noodles over a candy bar at multiple houses.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I am loving this. You know, the people who used to think outside the box were like the people who handed out toothbrushes and applesauce. And you were like, cool, thanks. But ramen noodles,
Ramen's probably cheaper than the candy.
this is a thing. My kid came home with 3 packs of ramen this year. Finding houses with ramen is the highlight of the entire group's night. That from Josh in the 325. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Got to get to Jason Wilde. Really interesting perspective there on the old ramen noodles. I think we should throw it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll as well. Would you like to get ramen noodles for Halloween at a house? Let us know. 800-990-3776.
Cheez-It, the legendary snack cracker. It's now available as a frozen pizza. Each crust, a giant original Cheez-It flavor cracker that's square-shaped, of course. That's what the crust has to be. Cheez-Its are square. And then it's ultra-thin. It's super crispy, a perfect amount of Cheez-It flavor. And then, again, because Palermo's makes this, on top, you're going to have those flavors with the toppings that you know you're going to love, including Italian 4-cheese, cheddar jack supreme, and pepperoni. It's got one of the shortest bake times as well, so you go from freezing to cheesing in as few as 8 minutes. Find Cheez-It frozen pizza in your favorite grocer's frozen pizza section.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we'd have that accident on northbound 94, just north of the airport spur, off on the right shoulder, so careful with that. Eastbound 94 is slowing down from 92nd Street to about Hawley Road, back on the brakes through the stadium. Westbound's not too bad, just slow coming out at the stadium interchange towards Mitchell Boulevard. Northbound on 41, we are seeing delays between North Avenue and Burleigh. Southbound's heavy from the county line down past Good Hope Road, and then a little bit further on from Appleton Avenue down towards Silver Spring. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, mild, not as windy, a high of 60. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 48. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S. And they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit LakelandSupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Well, if a 16-13 loss to the Carolina Panthers on your home field as 2 touchdown favorites isn't bad enough, things just got worse for Green Bay. After a historic start to his season, tight end Tucker Kraft's year is over. With MRIs confirming Monday, he suffered a torn ACL in Sunday's loss to Carolina. Head coach Matt LaFleur.
It's unfortunate because more than anything, I know how much Tuck puts into this, and he's a big part of our team, a great leader. You know, it's hard to replace that.
The Packers will roll with tight ends Luke Musgrave and John Fitzpatrick for the foreseeable future.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Concerned about fraud? Tri-City's got your back. Use debit card alerts. Help stop a card hack. You'll get notified when your card's being used so you can prevent your account from abuse. Tri-City National Bank, member FDIC.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde is brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. Exterior Pros, ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Century Foods. Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
We love getting insight from our friend and teammate Jason Wilde here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Jason. How you doing?
I'm good, everybody. How are you?
Good. Well, I've been better. Tucker Kraft, the injury confirmed yesterday. He will, in fact, be out for an extended period of time with the ACL injury. What do you think the team's plan is on replacing him? You think it's just a step up from the guys who are already in that tight ends room?
Jeff Thomason.
I got his number.
JT, the Flying T. Yeah. Mike Bartram. I mean, here's what's funny. I mean, not funny, just funny, like weird. Like, so they continue to keep Gabe's guy, Lucas Havrasik, on the roster. Yesterday they cut Christian Welch, kept Lucas Havrasik on the roster. A week ago, to make room for Christian Watson, they cut Ben Sims, their number 4 tight end, Chipotle Ben, as Tausch likes to call him, because I was allegedly stalking him at a Chipotle. And the team's claimed him. So he's not available. And there's a guy that's been in your system as long as Kraft and Musgrave have been, and quite frankly, if you could put Ben Sims' ability to block and play special teams into Luke Musgrave's body with his athleticism, you'd have another Tucker Kraft. And now you don't have Tucker Kraft, nor do you have the 2 guys who could recreate him in the aggregate. So right now you've got 2 tight ends on the roster. They've got another guy on the practice squad, but they're a little thin there. So trade deadline today at 3 p.m. I'm very curious to see if Goody does something to augment that position.
Jason, do you get any inkling that LaFleur may hand over the play-calling ability? And if so, does anyone on the roster other than Getsy have play-calling experience?
No, I don't get that inkling at all. And on top of that, Steno has called some preseason games. I like Luke Getsy a lot. And he obviously called plays for 2 franchises that were dysfunctional, to say the least, with the Bears and the Raiders. But I don't like change for change's sake always makes me a little nervous. And I don't see a play calling upgrade coming from anybody that's on their coaching staff. So, I mean, I don't know what other options they would have beyond that. Like Nathaniel Hackett, like I think he's like working remotely and just helping on the defensive side, like Saleh did on the offensive side. So not like you're going to bring him on board and have him call plays, because that didn't go very well either. So do you think are you asking because you think he should give up play calling?
No, the only reason I say that is because I just saw that Stefanski gave up his play calling duties in Cleveland, and wasn't there another coach this year that gave it up? And he's taken a little heat, Jason, and I always talk about bread and butter. I don't see bread and butter with this team. And where I think and I'm not the only one, I heard it yesterday, they think he gets a little too cute in his play calling. Where Holmgren got cute was formationally. We called the same stuff, but we always changed up the way we did it formationally. And I just think that's a better way to do it. You have a play, and then you have 4 plays off of that play. I just don't see that with him. I don't see a flaw.
Yeah, I think,
Did we lose Jason?
Seems like we've lost Jason.
Or he's speechless.
Well, listen, as you mentioned that, Joshy, can you pull up that sound from Dan Orlovsky and Mina Kimes yesterday from NFL Live? Because, Chew, you are not the only one who sees that the scheming is a little bit different than what you're used to. Take a listen to this.
I feel like when I watch the Packers offense, it's almost like this obsession with creation. We will out-create or out-scheme things for us, rather than sometimes it's okay to line up and play. Like, do you feel that way sometimes
Take
when
a
I watch them?
profit. Take a profit.
Yeah.
They should be more efficient than they are. But your point about the line of scrimmage is really important, because that was a discrepancy between these teams. I mean, the Panthers, who are missing players on their offensive line, just dominated them at the line of scrimmage. And then with Green Bay, you go 1 for 5 in the red zone. Look, going back and rewatching, so many self-inflicted errors there. The fumble. Penalties, holding, false start, and then a missed field goal.
I just feel like there's a fine line between, man, we love some of the designs that they get to and some of the schemes they get to, and then are you every single play trying to out-scheme the defense in some very unique way? I don't know. There's just a lack of execution on some of the overly exotic plays that stand out to me.
Sounds like he's saying keep it simple, stupid. Jason, are you back with us?
I am. I didn't know if you were talking to me.
Oh, yeah. So Dan Orlovsky, it sounds like he and Chewy are in alignment.
Yeah. I mean, look, their execution was poor on a number of levels. Their offensive line, they have not, their reconfiguration of that has not worked out. I think Elton Jenkins has struggled. I think he's playing better, but there's free runners way too frequently. Say what you want about Josh Myers, but he always made sure the protection calls were on point, and you didn't see that kind of stuff because he played center his entire life. Same with Corey Linsley and Scott Wells. So, I think that's part of it. Mina mentioned the self-inflicted wounds, the fumble. Do I think that LaFleur gets too cute? I think I don't believe that. Like, I look at what they're running. I think that they are flummoxed by this idea that they're going to be forced to go 8, 9, 10, 11 plays and drive the field. He wants to get explosives. He's got a quarterback who loves to sling it down the field even when he shouldn't. And so I think I noticed they run a lot of horizontal stuff, right? They side to side instead of forward. And whether it's jet sweeps or the bubble screens, their execution on those was horrendous, right? That's what leads to the fumble, for one. Like, if you're going to run that, your guys better block it up. And I think one of them was with Malik Heath, who's their best blocker, who didn't get his block executed. So, when you lose a game like that, everything is under the microscope. I would argue that if I have an issue with his play calling, it's that he's indecisive. And he always says about quarterback play, indecisive equals ineffective. But, like, on the really big gotta-have-it decisions, if you're going to go for it on 4th and 8, you better have a pretty good play call that you feel really good about from the 13-yard line. And he admitted the play before it was 3rd and 3, and he's thinking even if it's 4th down, they're going to go, but he wasn't ready for it to be 4th and 8. So then he makes the play call, then he pops a timeout, and then they run the same play anyway, and it didn't work. Now, if you look at it, it was not well executed. But I don't see his play calling. I know everybody's frustrated. I get it. I just don't see his play calling as the root of their issues or the design of the offense. You score 13 points, you're going to get criticized. You struggle in the red zone, you're going to get criticized, and deservedly so. But I don't think it's time to, suddenly hand the play calling duties over to, Connor Lewis or something.
If they wanted to move Elton back to left guard, do they have somebody who they could put in at center?
I mean, look, Jacob Monk is a center. We know he was not very good at guard in the preseason. So he would be an option for sure. I don't know if Sean Ryan would be any better. I don't know if they have better options. I mean, they predicated their reconfiguration of that line on moving Elton and paying Aaron Banks, who seemingly cannot finish a game, a king's ransom. Now, his contract, they could get out of it after a year if they were to decide to do that. But right now, I mean, I'm looking at them thinking a year from now, they're going to have a completely different offensive line, right? They're not going to pay Rasheed Walker. They're not going to pay Sean Ryan. I don't think, based on the way he's played, they're going to keep Elton Jenkins. And they probably, but I wouldn't say certainly, will keep Aaron Banks. So,
well, is there a situation where they decide to move on from Banks and move Elton back to left guard and figure out a plan for 27 going forward without Elton Jenkins or something like that? Because Elton's too good of a player for him to be like this. I feel, and especially because left guard hasn't been solidified, whether it's because of the injuries, whether it's because Aaron Banks frankly hasn't played that well either.
Yeah, the one thing they can't do, I don't think, because of their cap situation, is keep Elton at the number that he's at. So if they have options, if they were to decide to move him back and say this didn't work, get a guy to play center, fine. But he can't be. I don't think he can be on the roster next year at the number he's supposed to be at. Like, they either have to extend him or move on from him. Because I just don't think that that's tenable for them with all the other big contracts they have on their books.
Jason Wilde hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason, before we let you go, I want to take a listen to what Matt LaFleur had to say yesterday about the kicking situation.
He didn't kick for 2 straight weeks, but that's a process working through. But we felt confident in terms of what we've been seeing out at practice and just his ability to make them, because that's where it all starts for us. I mean. And he's been doing a great job in practice, and unfortunately, he missed the shorter of the. I know he had 3 kicks, but unfortunately, he missed the shorter one and hit the longer one.
So, according to Matt LaFleur, Brandon McManus is definitely working through some things health-wise, but they've gone with him the last 2 games because of what they've seen in practice. This, to me, is insanity, Jason. If you know a guy is definitely working through some health things, why not let him work through them to the end when you have somebody like Havrasik available who can ostensibly kick successfully?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, if he's not 100%, why are you kicking him? You think he's good enough, but why are you keeping Lucas Havrasik around? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. When I look at where they're at, I would have shut him down and said, look, it is injury related, not performance related. When you are fully 100% healthy, you're our guy. We paid you to be our guy. And while Lucas Havrasik is a lovely flavor of the month, we don't want him kicking with a trip to the NFC Championship game on the line because we don't know if he can make it. We know you've done it. You've kicked in a Super Bowl. But this has been, in my opinion, bungled because not only do you now have McManus missing, you also have him looking over his shoulder, it would appear. I mean, I would defer to Chewy on this. Does that happen? The fact that Haversick is there, is that impacting his performance?
Part of it. I mean, no one wants to get Wally pipped. You know? I mean,
and that's a position where you don't have that.
I mean, in his defense, I mean, it was pretty windy, right, Jason?
Yep.
He pulled it. That plays with your head. You know, it's hard for receivers to catch balls in winds because that thing moves. So,
but he also said, Chew, that he is definitely working through some health things.
Yeah. Then you probably play the other guy with the hopes that, you know, McManus, give him 3 weeks or whatever till he's 100% healthy and then move forward from there. Could they, Jason, what's the short IR? Is there a short IR or no? What's IR? How many
4 games? Yep,
so do
4.
that.
4
do
games.
that. Then he's protected. Then you figure out the roster and let him kick in 4 games.
Should have done it 4 games ago, am I right?
Totally agree.
Jason,
Totally agree.
we appreciate you hanging out with us, man. Have a great one. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, everybody, take care. Be good.
You can hear Jason Wilde on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every morning here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. We'll take a break. Lots of stuff to still dive into, including a big Bucks win last night over the Pacers. Giannis with the game-winning shot at the end. We'll talk about that as the show rolls on right after this.
Fellas, listen up. If you're getting ready to take that next step in life and propose, the Jewelry Center has to be the first stop. Whether it's naturally mined or lab-grown diamonds, the Jewelry Center has options for it all. Maybe you don't know exactly what that ring for that special someone is going to look like. Well, go over to our Pinterest page. See if there's anything there. Bring it in. The helpful team at the Jewelry Center always going to help you out. Learn more about the engagement ring selection or any of the other services. Shop TJC.com or stop in today. In one of their 3 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington. When you head over there, tell them that Gabe and Chew sent you.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound on 43, we're starting to slow down from just before Good Hope Road all the way down towards Bender Road. Eastbound 94 is backed up from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. We've also got some delays northbound on 4394 right from the Plainfield curve up to Oklahoma Avenue. And then, of course, we do have this accident on northbound 94 off on the right shoulder just north of the airport spur. Traffic is brought to you by Life Navigators Soap and Suds Drive. Your donation of body wash and hand soap or laundry pods will help local kids and adults with disabilities stay healthy all year. Learn more at lifenavigators.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy, mild, not as windy, a high of 60. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Crisp air, cozy sweaters, and a home that's actually ready for fall. Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Don't let your home be the only thing falling apart this season. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. Exterior Pros and Baths, because your house deserves a little sweater weather too.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 14.75 to 29.45 ounce selected varieties Culinary Circle Pizza, 2 for $10. 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties Blue Bunny Dairy Dessert, $3.99. 4 to 6 count selected varieties Dan & Light and Fit or Oikos Multi-Pack Yogurt, 2 for $7. Gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms White Milk, $3.99.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh. Oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm right-handed, but like,
I'm with Gabe here. Yeah, I feel more confident in my left hand here, just cupping right now, other than my other hand cupping.
Mostly because I also.
I get a lot more work on the right hand.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If you missed any of our conversation with Jason Wilde, of course, you can find it on the all-new ESPN Wisconsin app. Wilde has his own little section there, his own little button there. If you want to hear everything Jason Wilde has to say about the green and gold, I highly recommend you check it out. So a lot of people have been talking about the Green Bay Packers after that epically disappointing, epically embarrassing loss to the Panthers. And Greg Olsen was one of them. So Greg Olsen, I believe, called the game. So he was right there, front row seat to the Packers' loss to the Panthers. Listen to what he has to say, his analysis of why the Packers are struggling right now.
Green Bay touched the ball 8 times, didn't punt, and scored 13 points. It's just, I think they need to put the game more in Jordan Love's hands. They are a good passing offense going into that game. I had Jordan Love as a top 5 guy. Through the first half of the year, he was a top 5 quarterback in the league this season. And I think they need to let him do more. I think he's a really talented guy. I think he can sling it all over. I think they've got young, talented wide receivers. I agree. Tucker Kraft going down is just devastating.
Chewy, do you agree that they need to be giving Jordan Love the reins a little bit more here?
I mean, what's do more? He's throwing the ball. How many times they throw the ball in the game?
37.
How many more times you want to throw it? You know, you got an all-pro running back who played pretty darn well. I mean, Carolina outrushed him, but what do you want him to throw it 50 times and run the ball 15 times? I mean, it's proven it works. The percentages and how they do things. It's just I have a problem schematically, and I wanted to talk to you guys. Like, look, this is how we did it in the red zone. Okay, in a couple of the plays I saw were straight man. Okay. We would always have a rub guy. I was the rub guy. So I would be, if it was straight man, I was responsible. We didn't call it a pick. We called it a rub for setting a depth where the receiver comes underneath me and rubs his guy off onto me. Okay. You got to be a good actor, which I was. And then you clear out that area. So the receiver coming underneath catches the ball and is free. Okay? Then if they play zone, everyone adjusts on the fly. Okay? There are plays where LaFleur or Holmgren would think it would be man, you get zone, and the other half of the receiving crew would run routes as if it was zone, and if it's man, it's me and the receiver, and he's responsible for rubbing his guy off to mine, and then he pops free. I don't see any of that. What it looked like to me is LaFleur thought it was going to be zone, turns out to be man, and these receivers, I don't want to say rarely, but half the times can't beat the defender because they're all 2s and 3s.
Yeah, I guess when I hear that, Chew, I don't think, throw the ball, more than 37 times. I'm looking at the 37 throws and thinking, he's talking about throwing it differently. Because when you look at his pass chart, Chew, 14 of the throws are at or behind the line of scrimmage. Like, yeah, those are passes, but that's kind of an extension of the run game, where you're hoping that some of these guys are going to be able to get a block, break a tackle, and do yards after the catch thing. Turns out, the only guy through the first half of the season who was good at yards after the catch is now the guy who's on IR in Tucker Kraft.
Yeah.
Like, he was the only one who is really adept at it and great at it. So they're trying to get the ball in the hands of Savion Williams, of, Matthew Golden, but they're doing it behind the line of scrimmage. They're not blocking it well. So when I hear Greg Olsen say, hey, put the ball in Jordan Love's hands more, it's not, hey, throw the ball 50 times. It's, okay, if you're going to throw the ball 35 times, at least try to have him push the ball. I'm not saying all the way down the field, because the teams are playing, some shell, and they're making it more difficult to throw it deep down the field. I'm talking more. I mean, you've said the word slant how many times in the first 2 months of the season? More of those quicker routes that you're actually working down the field, or even more intermediate routes, and having more of that in the offense. That's what maybe I'm just projecting that onto Greg Olsen, but that's what I'm hearing when he says that. Because 14 passes at or behind the line of scrimmage isn't good for anybody.
Yeah, go to. Remember Kraft's catch over the middle early in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Just a simple. That was one of my bread and butters, right? And that 56 couldn't cover a bed with a blanket when it comes to Tucker Kraft. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Bread and butter plays. That's just what's called a simple, basic cross. Tucker Kraft does it well, and that's like the first time I've seen it this year.
Okay, so for argument's sake, guys, I want you to take a listen to Dan Orlovsky. We already heard from him this morning when they were talking about the scheme with Mina Kimes. But listen to Dan Orlovsky, who was critical of Jordan Love's play in the game on Sunday. Maybe that's why Matt LaFleur doesn't feel comfortable doing these things that Greg Olsen is suggesting. Take a listen to this.
Yesterday's such an immature performance.
Thank you.
Let's just call it what it is. It's immature. Number one, if you guys have the clip, show the very first snap of the game for the Packers offense. Okay, very first snap of the game, he's going to have a tight end. You're calling the play to see if you can get the tight end crossing the field from his left to right. There's a little ball fake. The tight end's wide open. At worst, it's going to be a 40-yard gain. Jordan makes a play fake, moves out of the pocket unnecessarily. He's looking completely opposite side of the field. And my note is, where are your eyes?
Yeah, I think there's a part of it where LaFleur doesn't trust him at times. Look, you have to trust, and that's why I ask Jason a lot if he's a micromanager, because we all know micromanagers. They try to control too much. That was the nice thing about Holmgren. You'd come off the field and say, what do you like? What do you like? You know why he would say, why do you like? Because he trusts you. He'd say it to Brett. You can't play scared. How many times you heard me say that, Gabe?
1,000.
You can't play scared. Sometimes you just got to cut the guy loose.
So what would that look like? Let's talk about that for a minute, because if you want the Packers to take Greg Olsen's suggestion advice and put the ball in Love's hands, what would that look like schematically, Gabe?
Put the ball in Jordan Love's hands more. Again, I think it's more of those down the field route. Jason even mentioned it, how it seems like they have so many things going horizontally, kind of going parallel with the line of scrimmage. In that type of, you're asking more out of your wide receivers. You're not asking more out of your quarterback. You're asking more out of your wide receivers, that you're getting the chunk plays out of those guys. And while I think Matthew Golden has the potential to be a really good player in this league, he's not there yet. We kind of know what the other receivers are to this point. Like, even if you were to throw a screen behind the line of scrimmage to someone like Christian Watson, who we all like that's not his strength, right? Like, him getting yards after the catch and operating in space, that's not his strength. So putting the ball in Jordan Love's hands more is, hey, let's operate a little bit more down the field. I understand the offensive line hasn't played well. Maybe that factors into this, where they're a little worried about Jordan Love having to take a little bit more time to have a play like that develop. But putting the ball in Love's hands more, to me, means pushing it, again, not all the way down the field and just, going straight Bruce Arians and chucking 9 route after 9 route. It's more about getting the ball beyond the line of scrimmage and doing things that way instead of around in those horizontal routes, asking your receivers to get yards after the catch constantly.
But, Jen, this is just a little thing, and I told the story a couple of weeks ago. Why the hell is LaFleur in Jordan Love's ear? Why? I can tell you why. Because he doesn't trust anyone else. Because he's a micromanager. Andy Reid used to be in Brett's ear and I'd sit there and he'd be like, okay, we're going to run this 72XL across. Okay, we're expecting cover 2 here. Tell Chew to be aware of 2. Okay? Because he doesn't trust the guy, right? And you can do that. If he trusted him, then all he would worry about is calling plays. You have to trust the coaches to coach. And that was always my concern. Like Andy Reid, Mooch, Morty Morton, all head coaches. They're none of this on this. Stinovich, sure. Yeah, sure. But is there really coaches that are like, that you absolutely trust to coach the position, to hand over authority in certain situations, and then just trust everyone? See, this is why I see it's tracking. He doesn't trust Jordan Love, doesn't trust his quarterback coach to be in the ear of Jordan Love when he can give him so much more information because LaFleur's got to call the damn plays.
True, I know you probably don't like it, but I think that's just the way it's done now in the league.
Well,
when you hear other head coaches talk about, I know Mike McCarthy was just talking about it because he does his weekly hit on the Pat McAfee show. They were talking about like the info that he gave Brett versus the info he gave Aaron when he was in their ear calling the plays for the Green Bay Packers. And obviously, Mike was the head coach and play caller, and he said that, with Brett, you could talk to Brett all the way up to the 15-second mark when your mic would get cut off because Brett wanted that information. Aaron didn't want that information. But I just think that the head coaches that are play callers, they just go directly to the quarterback. That's the way it's done now versus the way that you guys did it back in the 90s.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy because calling plays is hard. It's hard. And when you don't line up, you're in the red zone, right? You have, and I've said 5 from the 5, 5 from the 10, 5 from the 15, 5 from the 20. 20 plays that you should be studying the night before the game, and you don't know where the hell to line up? You don't know what the 5 plays are from the 15, and you got to burn a timeout? That's just stupid. It's dumb. And it's frustrating.
Dan weighing in on the Carbless Talk and Text line. He says the last 6 weeks, Jordan Love is second in the league in throws behind the line of scrimmage 25% of the time. Got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If you went in on the autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, well, we know that you do. $300,000 in prizes, so yeah, who wouldn't? Play November 1st through the 20th. Earn entries with your rewards card. Drawings are on Thursdays from 5 to 8 p.m. Thursdays, pick your win from a prize board. All leftover prizes go into a rollover jackpot drawing at 8:30 p.m. More information is available online. Must be 21 years old and a rewards member to play autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
It pretty much hurt doing anything. I couldn't ride a bicycle. You don't have your life because you don't have your mobility.
So when Patrick heard about QC Kinetics and their non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain, no waiting, he called them immediately.
There's no downtime. There's no rehab. That was the tipping point for me. I didn't have to take any drugs. I didn't have to rehab.
Before considering surgery, check out QC Kinetics all-natural treatment options that restore and repair damaged joint tissue in your knees, hips, shoulders, and back.
If you have knee replacement surgery, and then the knee is not yours, and there's no guarantee that that's going to be successful.
QC Kinetics. Patients around the country are raving about the results. They're getting back their mobility, taking back their lives with no downtime, no drugs, and no surgery. Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Hey Tom, I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
The Previent Law Firm has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. The firm's office manager, Chris Wilms. Chris, why James?
I like the fact that the company is local.
Locally owned and managed for over 40 years.
I've toured their facility, which is amazing in itself. It's run by some very wonderful, family-oriented people.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, all backed by real, old-fashioned local service and expertise from great people.
And I can always get a hold of my representative, who I have on speed dial, or I have a cell phone.
It's pretty much that way with the entire team at James.
Yes, I'm always getting very responsive answers when I call tech support.
James Imaging Systems.
So it's very important that I have a local, responsive company to keep us up and going.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700.
Tire care shouldn't come with extra costs or surprise fees. It should be simple, straightforward, and stress-free. So at Midas, they're rolling out the limited lifetime tire guarantee, included with every tire purchase with paid installation. You'll pay nothing for flat repairs, nada for flat replacements, zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles, and zero for other preventative maintenance. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the limited lifetime tire guarantee, only at Midas.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
Seriously injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thanks, Ernie. I'm going to Venmo you that money right after the show.
You can't. You don't know how to use Venmo.
Made my workload much less. But Ernie,
you don't know how to
Ernie,
do it, and I don't know
does
how to
it ever?
it. So
yeah.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Great Midwest Bank is celebrating 90 years serving southeastern Wisconsin homeowners. It's true, 1935 to 2025. It's a long history of helping families right here in our community, and I've experienced it myself, not just with my mortgage for our home, but with everyday banking too. Checking, savings, 24/7 mobile banking, it's all so convenient. But it comes with a personal touch from real people who understand your real needs. That's why I trust Great Midwest Bank. Find a location at greatmidwestbank.com. That's Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender and member FDIC. As we celebrate Hughes Day here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, Gabe, you just stumbled upon a really good little nugget.
Yeah, Ben Solak putting up his piece that he does after each NFL week over at ESPN.com. Apparently had a feeling that the Packers were getting pretty conservative and too cautious depending upon who they were playing. And, well, what he found kind of bore that out. So stick with me. It's a little bit, again, convoluted. But so air yards per pass attempt by spread under Matt LaFleur. So he separated how much the air yards that the quarterback is throwing the ball down the field. When the Packers are favored by 7.5 or more, it's 6.5 yards, the average air yards. So they're not throwing the ball that much down the field, keeping it close to the line of scrimmage. Favored of 7 points or fewer, that jumps up over a full yard to 7.8. If they're an underdog, it's 8.5 of 7 points or fewer. And then when they're big underdogs of 7.5 or more, they air it out with an average air yards per pass attempt at 9.8, which would be 2 yards higher than the league average. So based on that, yes, when the Packers are up or they're expected to be a dominant team like they were on Sunday, Matt LaFleur kind of goes, we got to make sure we don't make those big mistakes down the field, versus when they are underdogs. Again, I think of what they did in that first play against Detroit a couple of Thanksgivings ago, and they aired it out to Christian Watson deep. They're not afraid to throw the ball down the field. So I think they need to maybe adapt the mindset that they have when they're underdogs versus when they're favorites.
Does that data surprise you, Chew?
It means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing.
Really?
Because everything's at all levels. That's Jordan's decision making. Okay, you have a clear out. That's level 1, right? And then you have your intermediates. That's level 2, and then you have your checkdowns. So the read up, it always goes top to bottom. Okay, it's always 1, mid levels 2, check down is 3. So it's not like all they're doing is running verticals. Those are all Jordan Love's decisions.
Yes.
He's deciding to air it out deep instead of go to level 2 or whatever, for whatever reason.
Well, then the next
So
inevitable
it's kind
question,
of
Shu,
misleading.
is
Yeah.
it the offensive line? Is it because this offensive line has been struggling so much with some of the movement and some of the repositioning of guys that they're not giving Jordan Love time to go through his progressions?
That's a possibility. And you know what? This was a top. I don't know where they're at now, but it was what, like 6 in points, Gabe, 7 in yards. So I don't want to crush them to death. And look, not everyone, but look at Buffalo had a stinker. They went into Atlanta and got the doors blown off them, right? All these good teams this is their stinker.
But that's on the road, Chew. Like, that's on the road. They're not 13.5-point favorites.
Gabe, this
is by far, again, it's the worst loss since the merger. Like, I don't want to downplay that. Like, the merger, 1970.
Like, at the end of the day, if they get the 7th seed, you're going to point to 2 games, right?
Yes.
You're going to point to 2 games that were a complete joke.
Correct.
That were a joke.
Like, you can, the thing that bothers me, again, the most, and I said it yesterday, is that they refuse to learn the lesson from the Cleveland game. Refuse to learn it.
No, I agree.
Refuse to learn it because that's what, when you're a young team with Brian Gutekunst, you experience things early, you apply them lessons late, then you're getting better. And they refuse to learn the lesson that happened against Cleveland because it was deja vu all over again, except it was at Lambeau Field against the Carolina Panthers, which, and again, it makes it all that worse to me because, okay, so I can't trust this team. Like, their best, the infuriating part, and I think the part where a lot of people, we've played some sound from Greg Olsen, we've played some sound from Dan Orlovsky. I think everybody's frustrated with this team because we've seen their best is as good as anybody's best in the league. The problem is they can't attain that level or even get close to that level on any sort of consistent basis. So even if they do win this division, am I trusting this team to win 3 games in high-pressure situations in a row in the postseason? Probably not.
And I'm with you, but I'm going to stick to my mantra of never get too high, never get too low. Because let's remember, when they won it in 2010, they didn't have Jermichael Finley.
Yeah, but you know who they did have?
I know.
Greg Jennings.
I know.
I don't want to hear that either. Like, because I saw everybody put that out on social media. Back in 2010, they also were disappointing and they lost their tight end. But they also had Greg Jennings and Jordy Nelson and James Jones and Donald Driver
and Aaron
guys
Rodgers guys.
Yes.
Like, they had a future Hall of Famer under center who could erase some of these mistakes, who could erase some of these issues that are showing up this year. And Jordan just isn't there yet.
Quick, Jen, the worst thing about it is now we got to worry about going to play the Giants.
Yep.
In New York, where that's like, that's a win. Now you got to worry about it. You shouldn't have to worry about it.
Yep, 100%.
With this team, you shouldn't have to worry about it. Now you got to worry about it.
A couple of other things that Solak mentions in his article on why aren't the Packers better? Why aren't the Packers dominating teams like we thought they would? He said that he can, Gabe, to your point, excuse away the loss to the Browns, and he attributes it to still onboarding the Micah Parsons, right? It was still so early in the season. You're getting used to how he's going to affect your defensive scheme. So he says, I can excuse that as sort of a learning curve loss. But the best defense against a high-powered offense like the Packers is to keep it on the sidelines. This goes back to what we discussed yesterday. Matt LaFleur knew what the game plan was going to be for the Panthers. And even knowing it in advance, even saying this is how they are going to try to beat us, he couldn't counterintelligence his way out of it. And that is frustrating. And look, I'm not saying that Jordan Love is blameless in this thing, because the more film that you watch, the more people who are breaking it down, they are saying, you heard the Orlovsky thing as far as where are his eyes? What is he seeing? Why isn't he seeing the whole field? Is he going through his progressions? Is the offensive line giving him an opportunity to go through his progressions? The problem is, guys, this might not be a singular problem. This might be multifaceted. And the problem with multifaceted issues is it's tough to fix them all in a week, between the Panthers game and the Eagles game on Monday Night Football. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a lot of stuff to get to this morning, but yes, we are still recapping the Packers' loss to the Panthers, trying to figure out how much is on the coach, how much is on the players, how much can be fixed before they take the field again against the Eagles on Monday Night Football. Guys, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know BetterHelp because I talk about it pretty frequently, and I talk about it frequently because I believe in what they are trying to do. I've been doing therapy for about 15 years, and the difference in how I approach conflict and problems in my life is a galaxy from before I was doing therapy. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct. They are fully licensed in the United States, and they do this thing where you fill out a short questionnaire, and they help identify your needs and preferences and try to match you with someone who they think is going to be the best fit for you. And listen, they're pretty good at it, but in the off chance that they don't match you with somebody that you like, you can always switch therapists. Do you trust a 4.9 out of 5 rating on the App Store? That's 1.7 million client reviews. They can't be wrong. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or you're reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Just call pound 250. That's pound 250. Say the keyword timeout, pound 250, and the keyword timeout for 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Difficult ride on 43. As a matter of fact, you may want to avoid it this morning. We've got backups basically from before Bender Road all the way down solid to Fond du Lac Avenue, where there is an accident, serious one. The 3 left lanes are blocked right now with this, so keep that in mind. We've got eastbound 94 with a crash just past 84th Street off on the right shoulder. So delays coming in from about 84th Street through the stadium interchange. We've also got westbound 94 tightening up from Moreland Road out past Calhoun, and southbound 41 slowing down from the county line all the way down past Hampton. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, mild, not as windy with a high of 60. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Is this a thing that y'all do where you just pee outside?
Yes. Saving water, conserving water.
What do you mean saving
And it's
water?
good for
'Cause
the
you're not
soil.
Flushing?
Yeah.
Well, I was in the locker room showering, and I had to go, so there we go.
No, I would say on average I zizzle, 8 times a day. 4 are outside.
What? If you're sitting on the couch, will you go, I gotta go pee and walk out the back door?
Or the front door.
Anyway, I think the guy in the shower opposite saw me. Gave me a dirty look.
You went in the shower.
Yeah, so what? I'm not the only one.
The front door?
I got big arborvitaes right in front, and I hide behind those.
Could it be because you don't want him to know that you have a friend who pees in the shower? I think it is. I think that's exactly what it is.
Why couldn't you just wait?
I was there. I saw a drain.
Since when is a drain a toilet?
It's all pipes. What's the difference?
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Are the Packers immature? I ask you that because we heard that clip from Dan Orlovsky earlier this morning saying that this was an immature loss by the Green Bay Packers. Josh, you want to play it again?
Gonna have to give me a second.
No worries. I find it interesting that he used that choice of words. Take a listen to it.
Yesterday's such an immature performance.
Thank you.
Let's just call it what it is. It's immature. Number one, if you guys have the clip, show the very first snap of the game for the Packers offense. Okay, very first snap of the game, he's going to have a tight end. You're calling the play to see if you can get the tight end crossing the field from his left to right. There's a little ball fake. The tight end's wide open. At worst, it's going to be a 40-yard gain. Jordan makes a play fake, moves out of the pocket unnecessarily. He's looking completely opposite side of the field. And my note is, where are your eyes?
I actually thought that ball was going to be picked. That was the one they threw to Jacobs. I'm like, oh, you saw that guy coming downhill real quick, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, he had Musgrave wide open over the top. He just wasn't patient enough or didn't see it. I mean, I don't know how he doesn't see it. Wide open. Yeah, so that's part of Jordan Love getting some blame. He deserves some of the blame.
Is the word immaturity something that you associate with youth?
Yes, that is correct.
And the Packers, of course, have prioritized youth. So the thing that, flashes for me is this all part of what happens when you decide to be the youngest team in the league year in and year out?
It's part of the gamble. It's part of the gamble that you're making when you're Brian Gutekunst, certainly.
Well, what makes it immature, Jen, is if they're not studying, if they're not putting – because you got to study. You got to put in the time. There's 200 and something pass plays there. There's probably 45 run plays, If you think you know it all and there's signs to show that, I don't get when there's X amount of plays called in the red zone and you can't line up. To me – you're not studying. You're not putting in the time, which makes him immature.
Yeah, because even though you're not expecting to be in that situation, Malik Heath, right? Like Malik Heath isn't a red zone guy. He's not this guy that they're going to be using down there all that often. Maybe outside of a run play or two because they do like his blocking ability. Yeah, that's on him. The injuries happen. You have to be ready in those situations. Yeah, so you have to be ready. He obviously was not ready for that situation. And that's the frustrating part when you can't do those little things, Chew. But that is part of the gamble of being as young as they are.
Were you feeling the same way about Savion Williams getting the snaps that he got against the Panthers? Because there was part of me that was thinking, okay, you perceive this to be an inferior opponent. You're trying to get some of these younger guys, some of these rookies, maybe a few more snaps. You think you can do it against an inferior opponent and maybe not, to your point about risk losing the game. And I wonder if that backfired as well.
When I look at Savion, I guess there's obviously times when LaFleur wants to scheme him touches, whether it's those bubble screens, whether it's the jet sweeps. I mean, he only played 30% of the offensive snaps, but it feels like when he wants to do that, and I feel like he did this with Golden. I can't remember the specific game, where Golden had 3 catches in the first game script, where in those first 15 plays we like to talk about. It seems like he tries to get those guys those touches early. Okay, now I got them their touches. Don't have to worry about that. Now I can call whatever game plan I want to after that 15. That's what it kind of seems like to me at times with Savion. Again, it's happened with Matthew Golden, where he had 3 catches early, didn't have another catch the rest of the game, where, okay, I'm trying to keep everybody happy. This is one way I can kind of check that off that list of, young guys, they got their opportunity. They were able to get their touches early in the game, and then you can kind of call the game however you see fit after that.
Hypothetically speaking, Chew, if that is a motivator for Matt LaFleur, if he's worried about, I got to make sure I get these guys touches early on, and then maybe I can focus on my quote-unquote game plan later on, what does that say about Matt LaFleur?
I don't know, because typically how we do it, you can kind of feel in a game who the hot hand is, And you don't have to get the ball to have the hot hand, because all these coaches are responsible for watching certain areas of the fields, like the referees, So if they have Golden on the backside and he just fries someone, just toasts them to death. So you tell the head coach that. That's why they're writing stuff down. I mean, coaches write stuff down on the hand, and then you come back to it eventually, But he's just... I love Dobbs. He's good, but he's not explosive. he's a possession receiver. He'll find the hole. He'll do a nice job with that. I would, and it's kind of like Golden. Just cut him loose. Give him, the rub play I talked about. He's so damn fast. If he gets a defender just to rub off a click on a tight end, that dude is gone.
Yeah, creates the separation that you're looking for. I guess what it sounds like you guys are saying is that Matt LaFleur doesn't have a feel for the game.
It doesn't.
So I wouldn't say he doesn't have a feel for the game. He doesn't have a feel for the team. I think he's still trying to figure that out. And that's what happens when you have as many guys that they have they want to get the ball to. And Chewy, I know you like to exaggerate about how many, we didn't have anybody great, and you guys did, right? Like, you knew you had the plays for free. You knew what plays you had for Robert. You knew what plays you had for Sterling back in the day. You, Keith. And you guys were pretty established. Like, I don't know. I'm willing to bet that you didn't have a lot of plays for Terry Mickens.
Not a ton.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, but he's trying to figure out, okay, what are the bread and butters for all these different guys, trying to get all these, instead of, again, having just a select few at the top that could separate themselves. And, yeah, if you end up spreading the ball around as the game goes along, fine. But it seems like it is a priority of him, and he said as much in his press conference. It's a priority to get everybody touches, get everybody involved in this offense. And it feels like at times that's to the detriment.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily serve the game plan week in and week out. I guess, Joshy, I want to bring you in on this one because there's a part of me that what we're saying here is leading me somewhere, and I'm not sure I want to say it out loud. But do the Packers have a leadership problem? Whether it's Matt LaFleur, whether it's Jordan Love, whether it's getting rid of Kenny Clark, whether it's, I don't know who is the guy who is galvanizing this unit. I don't know who the guy in the huddle is who is going, hey, man, that was BS. We're better than that. Let's, take our heads out of our ass. And again, this is all hypothetical. I don't know what the pep talk needs to look like. And again, ideally, I don't want an NFL team to necessarily need a pep talk. But when your back's against the wall like it was against the Panthers, who is that guy, Joshy?
I think it used to be Tucker Kraft, but now he's gone for the season.
But he was very cautious in what he said because he'd say it to the media. He wouldn't call anyone out. He would just say things like, we need to play better, Yeah. I don't know if anyone wants to because of today's world. They don't want to offend anyone, I mean, there's a way of calling someone out without being...
I think that you call your teammates out behind closed doors versus doing it publicly.
Just out of respect.
No, but I'm talking in the middle of a game, Gabe.
Yeah.
In the middle of a game, like, come on. I think, like Sean Ryan, like, hey, come on. We need you. Let's go.
But don't you need somebody in the respective groups to do that? Like you need somebody in the offensive line group to, if Sean Ryan's the one struggling, someone in that offensive line group needs to help him out. Someone in the pass catcher group needs to help if whatever. Because once you start kind of swerving out of your lane, I know you've told us about how you were always careful if Brett threw an interception or if you dropped a pass. Brett was careful about getting on you.
Correct. Yeah.
Because he knew that an interception was probably just likely around the corner, right? So it has to be not just one overarching leader, it's these little leaders within all the different groups.
Haven't we gotten stories about it being Josh Jacobs and Tucker Kraft in previous iterations?
So Tucker had talked about at the end of last season being more of that guy, and I guess I just believed that he was going to be that through the first 8 games.
I thought I remember Josh Jacobs doing something once at halftime and kind of rallying everybody, and I swear it happened with Tucker Kraft this season.
It very well could have, and I just don't remember.
He took that role. Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love isn't the guy, and I don't know what Matt LaFleur is really doing. And when I say Jordan Love's not the guy, he's not the guy to scream at you or to light you up if you do something wrong. I think we really saw him show frustration really for the first time.
Agree. On the broadcast.
On that Malik Heath when he lined up in the wrong spot. I don't know if it's like lack of leadership or it sort of seems like everyone's just searching. They have a plan that they wanted to work. It's not working. And then you just throw stuff at the wall and hope something finally sticks. We thought the sticking point was going to be Tucker Kraft, and now that's gone, and it's going to affect both the run game and the pass game. So to me, it's like I think if you find your identity and you stick to it and, put the ball in Jordan Love's hands and make him the leader and the one we're running an offense through, that's probably going to change it. The problem is we keep trying to make Josh Jacobs something he hasn't been this year. Josh Jacobs hasn't been the all-pro guy or the guy who's going to rush for 1,300, 1,400 yards. It's not all his fault, but he certainly hasn't been like rock your socks off, unbelievable, making guys miss all the time, creating a ton without a ton there to create from. I think it's you just sort of need to adapt your offense. This isn't working. What else can we do? Who else can we count on? Who are the new guys? Is it Christian Watson? Maybe Christian Watson needs to be a feature.
Well, I can tell you why.
But they don't feature anyone.
You're going to see a lot more 4 wides, I can tell you that.
Probably a lot of 11 too.
Yeah, with just Luke Musgrave on the field.
Yeah.
Or Fitzpatrick, apparently. Right? Because he got some snaps, obviously, this past week.
Yeah, but I think Luke's ahead of him on the depth chart.
It's so interesting because nothing exists in a vacuum, right? Jordan Love's dynamic, his personality, his characteristics, the way he carries himself, it doesn't exist in a vacuum. He obviously was there when Aaron was there, and he saw how the way Aaron carried himself was received, the narration around him, like there's part, you know what I'm saying? So even if Jordan wanted to step in to a more aggressive approach, get in guys' faces, and I know you've said, Gabe, all along, that's just not part of his makeup, and you can't be fake to who you are, you have to be authentic. But there's a part of me that wonders if he would be hesitant to do so because of the way it followed Aaron around. This idea of whether or not he was a good teammate or not, or whether or not guys, got along with him. And so, there is a part of the predecessor and the way he was seen affecting how you present yourself in a role. And again, I think this team needs leadership. They are at a point, they are coming off a bad loss. They have lost one of their biggest playmakers, sort of the offensive heartbeat of this team. Somebody needs to step up. And again, I'm not sure who that is. If it is Josh Jacobs, amazing. I would like for it to be Jordan Love, but he has to do it authentic to who he is, and I'm just not sure if that is what this team needs right now either. It's a conundrum. That's what they're dealing with. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We roll on right after this.
Let me tell you about our friends at Events by Design. Boost culture with captivating corporate events like appreciation parties, brand activations, and more. Whether it's a big party, like maybe a holiday party you're throwing this season, or if just something little, that's where Events by Design can really help you out, because the creative team at Events by Design truly enjoys the work they do, believing every event should not just be successful, but fun. One that people are still talking about years later. Again, those little things can always have the touches, whether it is a big party or just those little things that can help take a party over the top. For over 25 years, Events by Design has helped companies execute successful events. Retain top talent by investing in your culture today. Just search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
43 southbound still has major delays. We have an accident that happened at Fond du Lac Avenue, and they have the 2 left lanes blocked right now, and the delay stretching all the way back to Good Hope Road, so keep that in mind. We've also got a crash northbound on 4394 coming out of the Mitchell interchange, blocking the left lane, and that's backing things up to the airport spur. Eastbound 94, heavy ride from about 84th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. There is a crash off on the right shoulder being worked on at 84th. And we've got westbound 94 slowing down from Elm Grove Road all the way past Calhoun. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, mild, not as windy, a high of 60. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 48. Weather's brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Today's forecast, crisp fall skies and a championship shine. Get your first wash free at TsunamiExpress.com. Game day ready, rain or shine, Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You know what goes great with the delicious taste of victory? The superior taste of a Michelob Ultra. Just 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Join me, Will Summers, in the ESPN Milwaukee Street Team this Friday at Bullwinkles in Brookfield as the Bucks take on Chicago at 7 p.m. We'll have prizes, ice-cold Michelob Ultra, and a chance for you to win a pair of Ultra Club Bucks Suite tickets for a game later this season. Michelob Ultra, the official beer sponsor of your Milwaukee Bucks. Also enjoy Michelob Ultra at 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee, Club Paragon in Greenfield, and Deer Camp in Milwaukee.
At Great Midwest Bank, we've been serving Southeast Wisconsin homeowners for 90 years. Wait, 2025 minus 1935, 90 years. Wow. In our 90 years as a community bank, we've learned a lot about the values of the people who live and work here and appreciate the loyal customers that have made Great Midwest Bank who we are today. Find a location at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender and member FDIC.
This holiday season, celebrate where Milwaukee comes together. 3rd Street Market Hall. Whether you're planning a private party, a semi-private gathering, or a festive social night out, we've got the space, the flavor, and the fun to make it unforgettable. With incredible local food vendors, craft cocktails, and built-in entertainment like shuffleboard, games, and more, your group will have a holiday party they'll talk about all year long. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for more information on booking your event.
Welcome to Jackpot Land, this fall at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all fall to win your share of thousands in prizes each month. And earn entries into the big December Jackpot Land prize drawings. Your October, November, and December entries all count. Win thousands in cash or reward play. Welcome to Jackpot Land, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I just had my walk-in closet redesigned by Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing, from the first consultation to the final install, and now I have a beautiful, organized space for all of my clothes. They really brought my vision to life. Locally owned with the backing of a trusted national brand, they deliver expert design with a personal touch. Get 40% off, plus an extra 15% off, and take advantage of 18-month free financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN. And don't forget to tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
Catholic Memorial Football lives here. The Crusaders are marching to Madison.
Williams Jr., who's straight up the middle with a first down and more.
Catholic Memorial battles Mount Horeb-Barneveld in a postseason showdown you can't miss. The drive to win a state title continues, and we've got every snap. Brought to you by R&R Insurance, D&M Accounting and Consulting Services, Curative Care, Home Sealed Exteriors, and Tony Wendorf and Associate. Tune in Friday at 7 on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live video at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
If it's gotten to the point,
I don't think shower.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to take a shower? You just told me you're offended by your own BO.
No, but I think it's deodorant, Gabe. Showering does nothing. It really doesn't.
You are wrong.
Because
you must be showering wrong.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel to weddings to group events, and I know you got a holiday party on your calendar, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit their website at AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or book a reservation today. That's AccuTransGroup.com for reliable and safe transportation.
It's Chewy's favorite segment of the week.
Hey, big guy, you catch the game?
It's Power Rankings time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You catch the game last night? Can I say yes to you?
What will the big guy have in store for us today?
See the game last night?
Which game?
Any of them.
Okay, this week's fair. It's fine.
I was about to say, the way you said fair makes me think you disagree with
Who
someone.
says fair?
It's fine. I'm still pissed off.
What?
I'm trying to let it go.
Don't. Hold on to that anger.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's hold on to it all week.
10.
I'm nervous that this is where the Packers are.
I mean, they were 8 last week. They're either here or they're not in the top 10. So I'm saying Packers are 10.
Kansas City Chiefs 10. Let's not talk about the Packers anymore.
Oh,
okay.
crap.
Give me 9.
Outside the top 10.
Oh,
Give me 9. 9 times.
How about Seattle at 9?
I've got Seattle there as well.
Seattle is 9. I think, is Seattle good?
Yes.
Yeah, well, they looked really good.
I think they are.
Sam Darnold has been balling. Jackson Smith and Jigba is right now second in Offensive Player of the Year odds because he almost has 1,000 yards already.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Not to take away from this power rankings list that we're doing here, guys, but I just reached into my Mary Poppins bag to get a pen.
Okay.
And I pulled out what I thought was a purple highlighter, and I was like, that'll do.
Yeah.
Oh, no. This is a fill me in pen that you use to cover your grays.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
But why is it purple?
Well, that's just the case. I mean,
Okay.
that's the brown I need to cover my grays.
Oh,
so
sure.
that's not going to work for making my power rankings list, is I guess
Okay.
what I'm getting
Hold
at
on.
there.
I got to add that to the list.
I don't get the purple. What the hell?
It's just the
Why wouldn't
outside.
they make the color of the corner? You know what it is
Make it more
for?
attractive?
I'll tell you what it is. I just thought of it. It's to fool people into not thinking that it's a cover your grade.
Oh, like when it's in your bag, it looks like a
Yeah.
highlighter. Yeah, that's going to be bad for anybody who tries to grab it, including myself. Well, it turns out I have no pens.
Use the hair
Shocking
highlighter.
development. Good grief.
8.
How about the Denver Broncos at number 8?
I got Tampa Bay at 8.
Patriots are at 8. I
Ooh,
still don't
Tampa
know
Bay
if I
that
believe
low,
in
huh?
the Patriots.
Wait, so the Patriots have the most wins in the NFL.
Patriots just beat the Bills.
With a win over the team that I have at number 1, and they're 8?
Yeah. Do you care?
I mean, they should be top 5. If this power rankings wants to have any sort of,
Well, I think you're figuring out the whole thing here, Gabe. sorry.
I'm not sold on the Patriots, though. I just not. I can't buy into them.
But you want to know? But I'll tell you this, Chew. You want to know a coach that I do buy into is Vrabel.
Yeah, Vrabel.
I
Yeah,
really
agree.
like him.
I think you should buy into Drake May being the MVP.
No way.
Not there yet, but I'm coming around.
Well, if you want to go over to Potawatomi, I would buy now because those
You got
odds,
numbers?
Those odds are only, they continued to go
It
down.
was Mahomes, and then he lost to Allen. Allen's not having the year. He'll probably win it just because he's Josh Allen in a name brand. But Drake May's numbers are amongst the best in the league. And that
Who's
team
the
had
receivers?
zero expectations.
I know they have Hunter Henry, but
They have nobody. They have Steph Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
I'm just waiting for him to crash, which I think is coming. Number 7.
Give me Detroit at number 7.
I've got Denver at 7.
Gabe, you're right. Denver is 7. Barely beat the Texans. I don't know how I feel about Denver. I think Denver's better than New England.
I
don't
know.
think they're Super Bowl.
Head-to-head quarterbacks. You take Drake May or
Drake.
you take Bo Nix?
Drake.
What about defense? Denver's D is
Denver's defense is carrying the day.
Yeah, I agree.
Drake May, by the way, third in MVP odds at plus 400 over at Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Bo Nix hasn't been very good.
No.
Has Jordan dropped out?
He's probably top 10.
Jordan Love is plus 2,500.
Okay. 6.
Puts
Give
him in
me
9.
6.
Detroit? I guessed them last time. I feel like they're in this space. Again, sometimes it's pretty easy to pick the top 5 in the league.
I'll go Detroit as well.
Detroit is 6. Bad loss to the Vikings at home. Not as bad as Carolina, but not great, Bob. 5.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, this is where the Pats should be, but I'll go Tampa Bay.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, I had them higher.
Who could very well be the best team in the NFC.
I had them higher on the
I
list.
had them much higher on the list.
What do you think of that? Possibly best
Tampa
team
Bay,
in the NFC?
Tampa Bay is overrated and won't win a playoff game.
Oh, you heard it here first.
If they get the receivers back, they'll win 1.
They're gonna lose this week to the Patriots.
That's at home. I don't think so. It'll be part of the Patriots' demise. 4.
If the Rams are 5, I mean, I can't imagine could the Buccaneers be higher than this?
No. If the Buccaneers are higher than this, we're never doing power rankings again.
Okay, then the Buccaneers.
Gabe?
Yeah, it's Tampa Bay. Otherwise,
It's Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Yes, there they are. 3.
3. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky for me. Just because I'm not sure how I feel about the Colts and I'm not sure how I feel about the Eagles. I'm going to guess Colts lost. Eagles were on a bye. I'm going to guess they've got the Colts at 3.
I've got Colts at 3.
Colts are at 3. Who's the better team, though? Colts, Denver, or New England?
I really like
think
the
the
Colts.
Do you trust Daniel Jones to play an entire season?
I think it has to do also with them. Well, yes, but I also think that loss has to do with the Steelers. Didn't they have back-to-back losses headed into that game against the Colts?
They did. And again, the blueprint to beat the Colts is to stop Jonathan Taylor, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah. 2.
Okay, do you think this list was compiled before or after Buffalo's loss? After,
Buffalo
right?
won.
Well, Buffalo
Buffalo beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was thinking about the Patriots that we were talking about before. So Buffalo beating the Chiefs has them at 1 then.
Yeah, Bills are 1, Eagles are 2.
Correct.
Man, I still can't believe the Patriots are that low.
Why?
Because they beat the Bills in Buffalo.
Yeah.
They have the most wins in the NFL. Like, I understand you're not going to put them at 1, but like to be all the way down there at 8 is embarrassing. Like, they're better than Tampa.
Where are the Packers?
Packers are 11. Let's see where the obnoxious Bears are. 17. Where's Minnesota? Minnesota's 18.
Chewy, go ahead, Joshy.
Just to sort of correct the record on the Patriots here, they have the Jets remaining, the Bengals remaining, the Giants remaining, the Jets remaining, and the Dolphins remaining on their schedule.
Oh, so this is why you're saying you should buy low on Drake May.
Yes. Yeah, they're gonna be a playoff team, and they still have to face the Bills again, the Ravens, and then the Buccaneers this week. And I would bet they're probably going to win 1 or 2 of those games and have a really good resume.
They could win that division.
Yes.
They could very well win that division.
Yeah, but the Bills are playing the same teams. So the Bills are going to win Jets and they're going to win Dolphins.
Yeah.
I mean, they're tough one. They got the Dolphins this week. Bucks tough. Texans suck. They'll beat the Steelers.
Where's the Texans
Bengals,
game?
Patriots, Browns. Oh, they got the Eagles and then Jets. So a little tougher schedule.
The game that they have against the Patriots is in New England.
Yeah.
Patriots beat Buffalo in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Carolina beat the Packers in Green Bay.
Oh, so the Patriots are the same as Carolina.
What other teams, very quickly, Chew, are around the Packers in the power rankings? So who else do you have? You said they were at 11. So who else do you have down there at like 12, 13, 14? I just want to see if I feel like they're significantly better or if that's about the company that they're keeping.
They have. Come on. Okay, Steelers are at 12.
Okay.
Chargers 13. San Fran.
Chargers might be cooked.
14.
I don't love it.
San Fran's not relevant though.
I don't love
it. They're third best team in the West, right?
Yes, I mean they're better than that, but they just lose everyone. They have nobody.
Nobody's
healthy. There's just some sort of new significant injury each and every week.
Take a break on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this. If you're looking to bring more organization and beauty to your home, I can't recommend Closets by Design enough. I worked with Doug and his team in Mequon over the past few months. They helped design a warm, incredible space for my closet, and I told you guys it was creating a lot of anxiety for me. I didn't even want to walk in there. I was like, there's too much stuff. I can't find what I need. So Doug was like, take a deep breath. First of all, we're going to get this done for you. They've been a leader in custom storage solutions since 1982, combining quality, beauty, and a true commitment to customer satisfaction. No obligation, in-home consultations, custom designs, and the best value in the industry. If you're ready to get organized like I did, call Closets by Design in Mequon and tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
43 southbound still has major delays. We have an accident that happened at Fond du Lac Avenue, and they have the 2 left lanes blocked right now, and the delay is stretching all the way back to Good Hope Road, so keep that in mind. We've also got a crash northbound on 4394 coming out of the Mitchell interchange, blocking the left lane, and that's backing things up to the airport spur. Eastbound 94, heavy ride from about 84th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. There is a crash off on the right shoulder being worked on at 84th, and we've got westbound 94 slowing down from Elm Grove Road all the way past Calhoun. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies, mild, not as windy, a high of 60. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 48. Weather's brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Today's forecast, crisp fall skies and a championship shine. Get your first wash free at TsunamiExpress.com. Game day ready, rain or shine, Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit.
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit. Sit.
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Hey y'all, it's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
The Previent Law Firm wanted to streamline their document printing. The firm's office manager, Chris Wilms.
And then I sat down with our rep, and he helped us find a better solution that would be cost-effective.
James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services Program. All your print technology bundled under one program that includes parts, supplies, and service, all for one low cost per print.
Right, a better solution to help us save money over the long term.
And there's flexibility should your business needs change.
Yes, so that again is where we get the value of our money to readjust it, to go and update our contracts.
Chris, sounds like you might be willing to recommend managed print services from James Imaging Systems to other businesses.
Oh, I definitely would tell them James Imaging.
James Imaging Systems, managed print services, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700. 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Any of those things because it's like I'm sorry, I'm burping up my apple right there. That's what that was. I wasn't pausing for effect. I literally was burping.
All right, can we just go to break?
No. On 94.5 ESPN.
If you feel like you're running on empty, Mentality Health is here to help. You've heard me talk about Mentality for years now because they've helped me and they can help you as well, especially if you have low testosterone. They focus on free testosterone levels. A lot of doctors will overlook that. So you book your appointment, mentalityhealth.com/radio, and a board-certified physician provides a full physical, consultation, and blood panel analysis all during your first visit. And then if you have low testosterone, you can work with Mentality. And if you have that low energy motivation, you can see that get turned around. That energy comes roaring back. The belly fat burns off. But more importantly, you start to feel like yourself once again. You're confident, driven, ready to tackle life. So don't wait. Do not let low testosterone hold you back. Be at your best for you and your family. Go to mentalityhealth.com/radio. mentalityhealth.com/radio to book that first appointment today.
Did you catch the Bucks game last night?
Short-handed, but they've come with more than enough heart to make up for it. Giannis takes the inbound pass. He's got it around midcourt with Siakam on him defensively in the crouch. 10 seconds and counting. Down to 8. Giannis on the dribble with a left-hand dribble. Now he's picked up by Neesmith. He wants the ball in his hands with 4 seconds left. Giannis fades. Giannis fires. Tough shot. And he hits it at the horn. A game winner for the Greek Freak. Fading and firing and silencing the house here at Game Break.
It was a very fun game to watch last night. The Bucks win 117-115. Giannis hits the buzzer beater to lift the Bucks over the Pacers. And Look, I don't think you're going to see it on the replays. I think it has been edited out, but he definitely grabbed his junk after he hit it. It was kind of like a Onions moment. It was kind of like,
sure.
I know they're there because I just took that buzzer beater shot. It was a fadeaway. It was a turnaround. It was very cool to watch. What are your thoughts on the Bucks this early? They're 5-2. That was a big win over the Pacers. Everybody knows Halliburton's out, but they still have a lot of talent on that team. And it feels like those two teams are going to play each other tight every time they face off game.
Yeah, I mean, the Pacers aren't a playoff team this year. They're just way too beat up. But, hey, you're just trying to collect as many wins as you can. I'm curious to see how they continue to grow this iteration of the Bucks, because what we've seen so far in the early goings, I mean, it is a good team. To beat Golden State without Giannis the way they did last week, there's more talent on this Bucks team than I think a lot of people realized at the start of the season. And after it didn't work out with Dame, they decided to retool in a way of, hey, we want the ball in Giannis's hand as much as possible, make decisions, whether that's scoring, whether that's passing. And when he's on the floor, we want to have as many shooters as possible. And right now they're second in three-point makes per game and three-point percentage. So not only are they shooting at a high clip, they're hitting at a high clip. The offense is incredibly efficient. Second in field goal percentage this year as well. So the offense seems to be working the way they're running it through Giannis, getting those open looks for everybody else, and everybody's figuring out how to get their shots. Ryan Rollins, obviously, I think is kind of the surprise story in the first couple of weeks, the way he's grown and had to step up with KPJ injuring himself in the first game and then suffering yet another injury as he was trying to work his way back. So he's out for a month. But the way that they have found some gems on this team, it is going to be, I think, one of the more dangerous teams in the East.
Chewy, by the way, Ryan Rollins, Adam Schefter's favorite player on the Milwaukee Bucks, if you remember that story from last year. Chewy, another storyline from last night's game is, of course, that Miles Turner was back in Indianapolis facing his former team. They booed the hell out of him. You know, Miles Turner didn't demand a trade. He wasn't like it was surprising to me that they had that reaction to him. Giannis coming to his defense, sort of doing the thumbs down for some of the boos after the Bucks ended up winning that game. What can something like that, having a guy's back like that, new to the team, what can that do to just like build the chemistry, build those relationships?
Well, that's what this team is going to be all about, is chemistry. I mean, you have one superstar, some pretty good role players. But that makes a difference. You have a solid locker room and teams that just play their roles outside of Giannis. Giannis is the star. If they can find the right combination, I'm not saying they're going to win, the Larry O'Brien Trophy, but they can make some noise and hopefully, go deep into the playoffs. How is Chicago? Because I see Chicago 5, and I know it's early, but Chicago and Detroit, are they contenders?
I don't look at Chicago that way. Detroit, yeah, as they continue to grow. I think Chicago just kind of got off to a hot start to their season.
Okay. So not a threat.
Here's the tweet that Miles Turner sent out after the game. 10 years of blood, sweat, sacrifice, and constantly taking the disdain on the chin. I guess growth isn't always applauded. Sometimes it's booed, but I'm still grateful, still rising, fear the deer.
I mean, when you leave a place in free agency, there's a pretty good chance I think you're going to get booed. You know, it wasn't like a Chris situation where Chris didn't ask to be traded. The Bucks decided to trade him last year, so he got the video. And they still had the video for him. They did the video pregame for Miles Turner before he was announced as part of the starting lineups. But when you leave a team that went as far as they did last year, yeah, I'm not shocked that he was booed last night. I guess I was expecting it from the Pacer fans, seeing as how he decided to leave that team in free agency.
Didn't they want him back, though?
Yeah, they did.
Wasn't that a storyline?
Yeah,
that the
they wanted
Pacers
him back. And he decided not to go back. He decided to sign with the Bucks.
But for more money, right? Like, the Pacers didn't offer a better deal than the Bucks, did they?
Yeah, but when you're a fan, who cares?
Okay, yeah, exactly. Don't let the details get in the way of a good booing.
Look, I mean, Craig Counsell left here for more money. Guess what we do every time he comes to AmFam? We boo the ever-loving bleep out of him.
Yeah, but it's the Cubs. Is there really that big a rival? Well, I guess it's gotten bigger over the years. Yeah.
These last few years have done wonders for the strength of that rivalry, Chew.
Yeah.
When are the Bucks back in action?
Bucks back in action tomorrow in Toronto. Kind of strange playing Toronto twice this early in the season. Kind of a little schedule quirk.
All right. Take a break on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Wrap up the show right after this. I want to tell you about my friends over at BetterHelp, guys. I know I talk about it all the time, but it's because we need to talk about mental health more often than we are. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct. They are fully licensed in the United States. They do this initial matching work with you so you can focus on your therapy goals. You just fill out a short questionnaire. It helps identify your needs and your preferences. And they've got the industry-leading match fulfillment rate, which means they typically get it right on the first time. But of course, if they don't, if you're not happy with your match, you can switch to a different therapist at any time. More than 30,000 therapists work for BetterHelp. It's one of the world's largest online therapy platforms, and it has a 4.9 out of 5 average rating based on 1.7 million client reviews on the App Store. This month, do not wait to reach out. If you feel like you need help, if you feel like you're drowning, maybe you need to just check in on a friend, or maybe you need a therapist yourself. BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step, guys. What are you waiting for? Just call pound 250, say the keyword timeout. That's pound 250 with the keyword timeout to get 10% off your first month.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN. Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Crisp air, cozy sweaters, and a home that's actually ready for fall. Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Don't let your home be the only thing falling apart this season. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. Exterior Pros and Baths, because your house deserves a little sweater weather too.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom designs that let everyone know who you're rooting for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing stacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. On game day, great prep makes all the difference. Same goes for your pizza. That's why I go with Frigidaire Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes.
Whether you're throwing a party or squeezing in dinner between plays, this oven delivers hot, crispy, restaurant-quality pizza right from your kitchen. Only from Frigidaire. Game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior, smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light beer as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Deer Camp in Milwaukee, Champs in Brookfield, Club Paragon in Greenfield, and Magoo's on the Mound in Milwaukee. Please enjoy responsibly.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Care. You can just save yourself so much time by going, okay, we like this guy, this guy, this guy. Let's take a look at all the different things he did at the combine. I just hit my phone, and now my hand is just tingling.
No,
What is
your
with
hand
you two
is
today?
no.
Jesus. Do you know how to function?
I just like...
On 94.5 ESPN.
Is a package of ramen noodles a good thing to receive while trick-or-treating? We put that on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll this morning. Now, unsurprisingly to me, 70% of people are saying no. But I don't think the target audience is voting here, man. I think the kids are the target audience. Ryan weighs in saying, my 2 kids will likely throw away most of their candy, but both received ramen on Friday and have already eaten their ramen noodles.
Is this like a new internet thing? When did this start happening?
I don't know. Chewy's the one who said that he saw it this past weekend.
Yeah, it was all over the news here. I had no idea either.
Wait, they put ramen noodles as Halloween
They
treats?
talked about
Florida, man.
Florida. Florida, man. Comma or not. Will D and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great one, everybody.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, things are slowly but surely wrapping up. Southbound on 43, we do still have delays coming in from just south of Silver Spring down towards Locust.